Welcome to Pure Phuckery, the podcast. I'm your host. It's your favorite Dr. Bay, Monique Ross. In today's episode, I am joined by special guest co-host. I got my homegirl, Miss Dani fucking Brown is in the building. If you don't know Miss Dani Brown, tell the fuckers. Say what's up to the fuckers. First of all, Dani, say what's up to the fuckers.
Hey, y'all. What's up, everybody?
Welcome to Pure Phuckery, the podcast. So, Miss Dani Brown, you are part host of the Call Me After 9 podcast. Tell the fuckers who you are. You're a podcast host. What else you got going on? Who is Dani Brown? So they know before we get into this conversation, this fuckery today.
Yeah, absolutely. So my name is Dani Brown. I am 1/3 of the podcast Call Me After 9. Basically, the podcast is geared toward everything in Black excellence as far as Black love, Black relationships, everything in urban pop culture. I'm also the community reporter with the St. Louis American newspaper, so please check out the my stories in the newspaper. We have a new paper that comes out every Thursday. And you can visit the website. You can search Danielle Brown on stlamerican.com. Also got some other stuff I'm trying to have in the works, you know?
Okay.
But that's the main stuff right now.
All right, that's the main stuff. That's dope, man. That's dope. So how long you been doing the podcast? How long you guys been podcasting?
Ooh, we've been doing it for about probably a few months. We still
Okay.
pretty brand new. The podcast actually came about, believe it or not, on Clubhouse.
Okay.
we all three of us, myself, Janessa and Amber, shout out to them, my co-hosts and my lovely friends. We all were just kind of like in a room on Clubhouse together, just like chopping it up, talking about different topics as far as relationships, pop culture, men, all of that good stuff. But we was like, we should do a podcast.
Yeah.
And then, that's pretty much how the podcast came about.
All right, that's what's up. So what's your favorite thing about podcasting? What do you love most about podcasting?
I would say that I get to show another side of myself.
Right.
Because I feel like, especially with my job, a lot of people, they see me as, Danielle Brown, the reporter. But it's like with the podcast, I get to kind of like let my hair down a little bit, be a little unfiltered and just, show a more authentic side of myself instead of having to always be super duper like professional all the time.
But we're right, and let's tap into that right now because I think that's super fucking dope. Like, being a reporter for a fucking predominant newspaper, in the area, man, that's dope. So, first and foremost, how did you know, or how did you land in that space? That's a big deal because you're putting out content and people are reading it, and when people like yourself go out and you speak on a new hotspot or a person, an up and coming artist or something like that. When you talk, people listen. That's media, and people are going to listen to that media. So tell us how you ended up in that space. First and foremost, journalism. Like, is that something you've always wanted to do, or?
Yeah, okay. I gotta give you a little.
Yeah, give us the whole background. We nosy. We like to know. Tell us all.
So the high school I went to North Tech, which is like a technical high school.
Okay.
So at first when I went there, I was doing fashion design. I thought I really wanted to be a fashion designer. My goal ultimately was to be like the Black Diane von Furstenberg.
Okay.
I thought that was my goals, but no, I decided I didn't want to do that no more. So after I graduated in 2012, I went to Flow Valley for a year just to, get my main credits, and then I transferred to SEMO. Then once I got to SEMO, I changed my major multiple times.
Right.
I was a psychology major, social work, criminal justice. Then I finally decided on journalism because I've always wanted to do it, but I think what strayed me away from doing it is because, people would tell me, oh, that's unrealistic. You're not going to be making no money or whatever. But when I tell you, once I changed it to that, I feel like the stars kind of like started to align in my life. I started working with the on-campus newspaper, which was dope. Then I was the arts and entertainment editor in my senior year there. After I graduated from college, I didn't immediately get into food.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
I didn't immediately get in the field.
Okay.
That's what I meant to say. So right after I graduated, I went through a plethora of different jobs.
Okay.
And I got fired from all of them.
Really?
So the first job The first job that I ended up at was Mohila, you know, the student loan place. I was having to place loan forbearances on people's accounts.
Okay.
They basically fired me because they felt like I was taking too long in the training. So they let go of me. So I got fired. And then at the time, I was living in my dad's house. You know, we bumping heads. I thought I was grown when I was at college, so I had to readjust to being back at home. So
right.
I was got fired from there. Then I started working at this staffing agency in St. Charles. I'm not gonna say that name.
Okay.
I will say this though, it was a really, really small staffing agency. It was probably like about 5 or 6 of us working there. I was the only black person there.
Okay.
I was surrounded by all white people.
Okay.
Now, mind you, when I was there, I feel like they were a bit racist.
Okay.
They were
It happens.
They were racist. You know, I didn't really like working there anyway, since that's not what I wanted to do. So they ended up firing me too, which I was okay with that because I'm like, I don't like this fucking job anyway. That's fine. So then, again,
thank you. You're doing me a favor.
Absolutely. So then here we go once again. I'm back working at another job. This time it's through a staffing agency. I don't remember the name of it, but I started working at UPS through this staffing agency. I was an admin assistant.
Okay.
And they ended up firing my ass again. And I'm just like, damn, I just can't catch a break. You know, me and my dad, we steady getting into it. He like, you know, what's going on? Like, you need to get a job. So then he ended up putting me out because we just couldn't see eye to eye. Then I moved in with my mama. We, you know, could barely get along and stuff. And then I was working on trying to get my place or whatever. Then I finally got my place. Luckily, shout out to the Broke Black Girl Facebook group.
All right. Shout out to the Broke Black Girl.
The reason I'm shouting them out because I had posted in there that I was looking for like a job in the field. And somebody that I used to go to church with, she responded and was just like, hey, I work for this company, Trans-States Holdings, which was basically this parent company that had 3 smaller regional airlines or whatever. So she told me about the position. They were hiring for a communications coordinator. I'm like, this is great. This is in my field. I get some experience. So I reached out to her, sent her some work links, my resume, all of that stuff. And she hired me on the spot. I didn't have to have no formal interview. I'm not going to lie. We already kind of knew each other a little bit, so I feel like that kind of helped with the job, which was dope.
It's not what you know, it's who you know sometimes.
Yeah, shout out to Cartier, who actually is my cousin, too, but she did not know that.
Oh, wow.
She didn't know that at first when I first started working. I was like, yeah, Tim, like your husband, that's my cousin. So she didn't know that at first, but shout out to her. Like, that's how I got third Trans-States. I was there for almost 2 years. They let me go due to COVID, March of last year. So I was unemployed for about 6 months.
Okay.
During that time, it was really hard.
It's been hard on everybody.
Yes, it was so freaking hard because for one, mind you, I had my own place and, you know, had bills and stuff. Yeah. I'm like, how the hell am I going to get by? And my family, you know, luckily they was helping me to get by and stuff. But I'm like, damn. What am I going to do? Like, I ain't trying to get evicted or nothing. You know what I mean? But my college advisor, shout out to Dr. Book, she had reached out to me about these 2 reporter positions that the American was hiring for. They were hiring for a news reporter and a community reporter. So I sent them some work samples I had on my resume. It was just like, hey, I saw that you guys are hiring, blah, blah, blah. The editor at the time was just like, hey, we're going to try out different freelance writers, you know, just to kind of get a feel of who would be a better fit. Mm-hmm. And I was just like, okay, I can do that. So I started off with my first story was about actually one of my good friends. His name is Garrett, Retro Champ. He's a rapper. So I did a story for him. And then he was just like, okay, work on your next story. So I worked on another story is about this like Facebook support group for parents who were kind of like having a hard time adjusting to virtual school with their kids. Mm-hmm. So that was my other story. And then after that, I think he was just like, oh, he'll, you know, keep me in the loop on like what's the next steps, whoop-de-whoop. Next thing I know, I want to say like about a week later or so, they emailed me and were like, hey, we want to offer you the community reporter position. I was like, what? This happened literally a week after my 27th birthday. I was just like, wow. This is amazing. And I've been there ever since. I started working there in October, and I've been here ever since.
Ever since. That's dope. That's a good story. That's a good story because you found your passion, and you see what happens when you are on the wrong path. Yeah. You keep getting fired. You keep losing jobs because that's not what you were supposed to be doing. It was not what you were supposed to be doing. And now that you're on your path, like the energy that you just exuded into this microphone and for that camera, you were so excited to the extent. Remember, you were like, I got tongue tied. You just so excited telling this story. I can relate. I do that shit when I'm excited about something. When you're passionate, like it shows. It shows. It absolutely shows. That's dope. That's a great story. That's a good story. You know, just a good example of how when we pursue what we're supposed to be pursuing, when we're following our path, and you get on the right path you're supposed to be on. Like it's just, man, it warms my heart. That definitely touched me.
Is I almost did not apply because I'm not gonna lie, I'm one of those people. I overthink a lot.
I'm the same way.
And I have a habit of self-sabotaging, and I almost didn't apply because I was just like, oh, they probably not gonna want to hire me, or they gonna want somebody with more experience, or I'm like, I'm not that good of a writer because I hadn't really been writing consistently for real up until I got the position. But luckily it worked out. I'm happy it did because I feel like, you know, since everything worked out, God has just really been blessing me with an abundance of opportunities. It's amazing.
That's amazing. I'm so happy for you. I'm happy for you. And congratulations, man. That's a dope-ass story, man. Let's talk about, you just said something that kind of triggered something in me. Let's talk about self-sabotaging, man. Because like you said, I overthink every fucking thing to the extent where, like, if it's to be thought, I've thought it. Like, that's how my brain works. Like, I've played out every fucking scenario, the most impossible shit. I will play that shit out in my head, and then I'll be like, that'll never happen. But our thoughts become our reality. And when you do negative self-talk and you say, I'm not good enough, you tell yourself, that's not for me. They'll never hire me. I've done that shit.
Or even comparing yourself to other people, because I feel like I did that a lot. Like, one instance, I remember in college, which I'm past this now, but I do remember this. I made a mental note of it when it happened. I remember when I was working for the student paper, one of the other writers who was one of my white counterparts, I think I got to, awarded Reporter of the Week or something like this one particular week. And I was really excited about it. But I ended up hearing from other people that she was just like on some, why did they choose her? And, something like that. And like with that situation, I feel like that, I guess that kind of contributes to my overthinking too. Cause it's just like, damn, am I really as good as a writer? Am I really that dope like people be saying? Or do they just say that just because,
I feel you, but here's the thing. People going to see you before you see yourself. That's on one hand. On the other hand, in order for other people to believe in you, you have to believe in yourself. So, you gotta, those are two takeaways that, fuckers, y'all can take that away from here. I just dropped some gems right there. You gotta believe in yourself before others believe in you, and people are going to see you before you see yourself. And you went into that situation where this young lady, you get the award, you're awarded Reporter of the Week, and she's sitting back, why her and not me? Yeah. Timing. It wasn't her turn. It was your turn. And I tell people all the time, like, when you're in your waiting season, don't be jealous. Don't be envious of other people. Comparison is a thief of joy. When you sitting up watching every fucking body else doing shit, and you have to understand, like, all of our journeys, we all have our own different paths. And when you see somebody in their winning season, be happy for them, cheer for them, root for them, because you don't know what they lost.
Yeah, like when I got fired from all them jobs, a lot of my friends was flourishing around that time. They was in relationships, all different type of stuff. But I'm like, my ass getting fired from every fucking job. I'm getting put out of my parents' house. Like, I was
just going through some shit.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna lie. Like, I was looking at all that, like, damn, like, why I can't get my shit together, But now, like, since I have everything together, it just feels good to finally be
It does. It absolutely feels good. But you have to understand that, when you waiting, when you going through your situation, when it's not your season, because just like the fucking weather, just like summer, spring, winter, and fall, we go through our seasons, we go through changes, and like right now, I'm in a season of, on the outside, I feel like, on the inside, I feel like I'm not doing enough, but on the outside looking in, people around me, they're like, you're winning, you're winning, you're winning. But, you know, it's not necessarily that I'm winning. I just make it look easy. Yeah. And I don't, you know, nobody's broadcasting their failures. Like you just sat here and told us, you know, you lost all these jobs and shit. The people in your circle probably knew that, but the people on the outside looking in, they didn't know that, you know. Mm-hmm. And now you're, you know, as you continue to progress, you know, they don't know what you went through prior to this season of abundance and prosperity and the blessings that you're receiving. Yeah, and it's just something.
I think that's the problem. Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead, babe. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I think that's the problem with social media, too, because a lot of times people, they see your post, they think that they know you, and it's like, you don't know what I've been through. You don't know what I go through even. You know, sometimes even now, like with like feeling depressed or having low self-esteem and stuff, like you think you know me, but you don't.
You have no fucking idea, man. You have no idea. Big Stu, shout out to Big fucking Stu, man. This episode is being produced by Big Stu Films in the Pure Phuckery podcast, presented to you by Big Stu. I brought up Big Stu because just the other day he said something. I was out to lunch or something with one of my homegirls, and we talked, and he's like, I wish I had your life or some shit. And I'm like, no, you don't, Stu. You know, try to walk. I tell people all the time, walk a mile in my fucking shoes, man.
Like that. I'm like,
because
you
have no idea. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I just left brunch with my homegirl, but you know what I'm saying? Don't ever wish for somebody else's life. Because you don't know the struggles that they fucking deal with on a day-to-day basis and the shit that they go through on a day-to-day basis. But, you know, if Stu want to trade me places for a day, hey, you know, shit, I'm going to go and I'm going to take that shit and run with it. You know what I'm saying? I'll take it and run with it. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyhow, I just had to shout out my man, Big Stu, because, you know, he's a fucking man. He takes care of me down here at Big Stu Studios. So anyhow, I got my girl fucking Dani Brown in the fucking building, man. It's all love. It's a beautiful fucking Sunday afternoon here in the STL. And, you know, we just here to pop our shit, man. Shout out to the fuckers out there, man. We absolutely appreciate you guys for tuning in, for liking, sharing, commenting, all the shit that y'all do to support Pure Phuckery, the podcast here. So anyhow, this ain't about me though. This ain't about me, and it ain't about y'all, but it is about y'all because y'all keep me going. But it's about Miss Dani Brown, man, and she just gave us a little backstory of how she ended up, you know, where she is right now, and you know, a little insight into the fucking struggles that she's endured to get to where you are. As far as, you know, career wise, where do you see yourself going? Like, where do you see this thing going? Because you're young, you got plenty of time, you got some years to make some progress. So, you know, where do you see, you know, your career, as far as your career is concerned, where do you see that shit going?
That's a great question. So, although I do love my job, I really do. It's kind of like a dream job in a sense, you know. I don't really see myself being there forever. Like, really? I know a lot of the people who've long, you know, gone from the job and stuff. They've been there for 20, 30 plus years. Me personally, I don't even want to be in St. Louis forever. I don't want to raise a family here.
All right.
Ultimately, my goal has always been to work for like BET, Vibe, you know, get into radio. That's always been like my lane because I'm so into music and entertainment. Like, I live and breathe that stuff.
All right, let's talk some music then. Let's talk, because if you know me, you know I'm a music fucking junkie, man. What's on your playlist right now? What are you listening to? Old, new, whatever. What are you listening to?
Ooh, that's a good question. So literally I think it was like just yesterday, I just downloaded this new Moneybagg Yo song. He has a song with who is on the song? I'm trying to think. Who is on the song? I don't remember who's featured on it.
We gotta find out now, man, because y'all know I'm gonna have to
I think it's called like No Time for It or something. I know in the video he has what's her name? Ari, his girlfriend, is in the video, but I can't think of the name of the song. It's like a brand new song. I like that song. I listen to a little bit of everything.
I'm the same way. I listen to every fucking thing. So
I love hip hop. I'm a big hip hop head, especially.
Me too.
Like I remember at one point I went through this phase where I was like really into the old school hip hop. I was listening to A Tribe Called Quest and MC Lyte and Big Daddy Kane, all that stuff. I was listening to that stuff heavy. But I would say now, like what I listen to on a regular basis, I'm listening to Beyonce, of course, because she's the queen. I listen to a lot of Jasmine Sullivan.
Okay.
I love her. I think she's super
What do you
underrated.
think of her new album?
I love it.
Yeah,
I think it's amazing.
It was. I don't know why. I guess it's because
I can relate to it too. Like as far as like if you want to talk about like your whole phase, you know, as far as hotels, like I can relate to
that song.
Like
Sometimes I think about that song like when I walk my dog and shit every day. And when I do ratchet shit, I'll play that song because that's how I be feeling at times.
So how do you feel about the whole, like, I guess, whole phase concept? Like, are you for it? Or are you, like, against it?
Let me tell y'all something, man. I'm going to open up to the fuckers right here real quick. You know, I think it's necessary. I think it's absolutely necessary, especially for a woman. And y'all can judge me all the fuck you want. What I always say, don't judge me, judge your motherfucking mama.
Can't nobody judge you unless they live in a glass house.
Exactly. And people throw stones all day. Like people throw stones all day. Like I get picked apart on this podcast by a certain someone who listens to my podcast and they just pick everything I say apart.
Why do they listen to it then? If
that's what I like.
Apart?
Stop listening to it, man. Because, you know, if you don't want to know me like that, I tell people, listen at your own fucking risk. Yeah. And I've had a guy tell me, if I'd listened to your podcast beforehand, I probably wouldn't have ever pursued you.
I mean, it's stuff out there for everybody. If you want to listen to something PG rated, maybe you need to listen to Kev on Stage or something Christian friendly.
Exactly, because this ain't that. But the whole phase, man, it's necessary. It's very fucking necessary. And let me tell y'all something. Let me tell y'all why I feel it's necessary. I got married young, you know, had kids young and shit. And then I got divorced and I was in a relationship. And I've always been in a relationship up until I was like 35-ish, right? Okay. So 35 to my next serious situation that came about in like 2018. So from 35 to 38. I needed that because I had, you know, I've always been tied down to one particular guy, always in a situationship, always in a relationship or married. You know what I'm saying? And really lost myself in those relationships. Yeah. Forgot who I was and was more so his wife, his girlfriend, his old lady, whatever they want to call me. You know what I'm saying? And once I removed myself or got out of those situations and I became single, I didn't know how to be single.
Gotcha.
I didn't know how to be single and, you know, I have kids. So I've never not been my kids' moms. My oldest is 21. I had him the day before my 19th birthday. Wow. So I've always been his mom. You know, I never had my own identity, right? Yeah. And now that my kids are older and I'm coming into who I am, my own identity, and I'm not tied to this man as his wife, his girlfriend, or anything like that, and I'm free to be and move how I want to be, man, I'm telling y'all, 2015 to 2018, those were some of the best years of my life.
Was it freeing and liberating for you? Like, how did that feel?
So free, so liberating. And I tell people all the time, like, I'm such a free-spirited person, and I've always been a free-spirited person, in a relationship or not. Any guy that I've been with, they can attest to that. They can absolutely attest that, you know, she moves to the beat of her own drum. She's going to do what she wants to do. And, like, you might as well just either join in or sit the fuck back and shut the fuck up, because she gonna do what she want to do. And that's me. That's absolutely me. But being free and not tied down to anybody, not, you know, being pulled in multiple directions, and being able to move how I want to move, date who I want to date, sleep with who I want to sleep with, man, it liberated me. It liberated me. My sexual inhibitions were released. You know what I'm saying? I, like, you know, some girls, like, oh, I'll tell them I had never had a one-night stand. And I still to this day have never had a one-night stand. Because the one time I tried to have a one-night stand, you gonna tell us the story. The one time I tried to have a one-night stand, we ended up dating. Like, I thought that it was, like, we didn't even sleep together the first night. We ended up playing, like, Connect Four eating chips and
so
talking.
Cute.
I'm thinking we're gonna go and just like it was gonna be like in the movies, like
the hopeless romantic in me is loving.
That's me. I'm such
that.
a hopeless romantic. My best friend told me that the other day. She's like, ultimately, I know that you just want to be with somebody,
What's your
and I
zodiac
do.
sign?
I'm a Sagittarius.
Okay, I'm a Libra.
A Libra? I fucks with Libras, man. I love Libras. My brother's a Libra. Who else is a Libra?
I like
I've dated a couple Libras. I fucks with Libras, but yeah, man, the hopeless romantic in me wants to settle down and find. And I ain't saying I'm gonna find the one. The one finds me, but on the other hand, I'm embracing it and I'm enjoying the space I'm in. And like I said, 2015, 2018, those were some of the best years of my life. I had a fucking blast. I had a blast. It was ratchet as fuck.
Ratchet is good sometimes.
It was so ratchet, but I had a blast. Like, I was dating, and I was freely and openly dating whoever the fuck I wanted, and I dated whoever. Like I dated outside my race, whereas before I was so conformed. Like, and here's the thing. Like, I love my brothers. I love black men, but you know what I'm saying? I don't think I'm ready to give up on them, but I did step outsid and entertain.
I've never dated a white guy before.
I just and it was not just white guys, man. I dated
it's nothing wrong with that. I'll be kind of leery about that because I feel like some of the non-black men, they have like fetishes and stuff with black women. Sometimes. I'll be kind of scared, like that, you know.
Some of them are genuine, man. And here's the thing: we all bleed the same fucking blood. You know, racism was fucking created. It's man-made. Like, we are all fucking whatever you want to believe in, God, source, spirit, the universe. Like, we're all cut from the same fucking cloth. We all are created. We're one and the same. And we gonna believe this at the end of the day. You cut me, you cut Stu, or the next person. We are, their blood still gonna be the same color.
That's
so
true. What you eat make me shit and it make me come.
Exactly.
Just like it do you.
Exactly, man. So step out of your comfort zone, because you never know. The love of your life might be on the other side of that spectrum that you trying to disregard. And do what you do. To each his own. I'm saying,
like even if they were like, I don't know, like I don't want this to sound bad, but like I don't know. I guess you gotta have like a certain look to you, even if I do, like if it is a white guy, like I don't want it to be just like a regular white guy. Like, you know, I like the ones with a little bit of swag.
Give me a celebrity.
You know?
Give me a celebrity.
I don't know. Like, give me like not Justin Timberlake with the country album, but before he put out that
like
last album,
Justin Timberlake, or like
what was that? The 50-50 Experience. That was the name of that one album, right?
I think so.
Like that, or even John B, or give me like Robin Thicke before he cheated on Paula, or like Paul Wall, like that type of vibe.
I can dig it. I'm a fan of Robin Thicke. Yeah, I can dig it.
But not like
Paul Wall. Nah, Paul Wall too hood for me. I don't like hood. I think so. Like, it's Paul Wall.
There's nothing wrong with the hood dudes, though.
Look, I have nothing against hood guys. Like, I've dated some hood guys. And that's the thing. Like,
tattoos on the neck.
Tats are cool, but like the gold teeth and shit, I don't want it.
If you a rapper, you can actually rap. I'm here for it.
All right. I'm fucking with it. She said Paul Wall. Like, a white guy.
Channing Tatum,
Channing Tatum's nice beautiful, man. Yeah, like I can dig it. I can dig it. Give me a big Stu, man. Shout out to big fucking Stu, man. Yeah. You know, I like the beard. You know, I like the fucking beard and shit, man. You know, it's sexy. You know, but no, whatever, man. But I encourage people to step outside your fucking comfort zone and date who you want to date. You know, absolutely. Love who the fuck loves you, regardless of the color of their skin at all, man. It should not. It should not, man. You should just live your life and be free to be who you are and be happy with who makes you happy. But we gonna get off that soapbox because she can already tell us she got some ratchet stories.
Woo,
She's like, wait till you hear my ratchet story. And she only 27, man. It took me all the way to 35 to become ratchet. And I'm ratchet as fuck. Not anymore. Not anymore, guys. I'm to calm down. I'm settled down now. I'm not gonna lie and say all that. But I've surpassed my whole stage. I've surpassed my ratchet whole phase in life, and where I'm at now, I'm chilling. I'm cool, man. I'm cool. Like, I get my rocks off when I need to get my rocks off with who I want to get my rocks off with.
Do you use toys like the rose?
I don't have a rose, and everybody's like, you need to get a rose. You need to get a rose.
I'm not really into sex toys.
I'm not a sex toy person
I prefer
either.
the real thing. I feel like
that's
it's
the
not
thing.
The same,
I like the intimacy. I like the touch. Like, it's like masturbation.
The rose not gonna keep me warm at night.
Exactly. Like, people are always like, well, just masturbate. And it's like, here's the thing. I didn't masturbate for a long time either.
I do use my shower head though. You know,
you sound
that's
like my
nice.
sister.
With, you know, with the hot water, I do use that, but I'm not into the sex toys and all of that. The shower head is nice.
I got a couple toys that I'll use when I'm hard up, when I'm pressed, and that's rare. But don't judge me. But no, seriously, I didn't use toys for a long time, and I was at a stage in my life where I decided I wanted to be celibate.
Okay.
And I told this guy, he's like, how much sex have you had where you feel like you have to be celibate? Man, mind your fucking business. It wasn't about the amount of sex I had been having. It's just that I was in a space in my life where I was taking a different approach to things. And for me, like, I went on this spiritual journey, and I decided I didn't want to sleep with anybody. Yeah. I want to be celibate. I want to just focus on me. And to get by, I would masturbate. And it took me a while to get to that point. Like, I bought this toy, and it was just sitting there for the longest. And one day I don't know what the fuck I had going on, but I just needed to release. And I like took the batteries out the remote, and I used the toy, and I was called one of my girlfriends. Yeah, I called one of my girlfriends. I'm like, bitch, that fucking toy. And I'm like, you need to get one. You need to get one ASAP. Like, I came in like 30 seconds. She's like, what? I'm like, yes, it was the best shit ever. So I would use that. Like, I really, after that, I was like, really, I don't need anybody. I don't need a man. Like, y'all need a man for nothing. And then I got over that whole phase, and I'm like, man, I miss touch. I miss the feel and the intimacy of it, the kissing and all that shit, the warmth of it. And I'll be the first to tell you, man, yeah, masturbation is cool. You know, it gets the job done. But for me, like, I would prefer the intimacy of the act with another human being, not a blow up doll, not a, you know. So anyhow, you telling us about this your ratchet phase.
So let me
some
just
ratchet
say,
stories.
My story is very interesting. It's not like most. So I was a virgin up until 26 years old.
And you only 27.
Yes.
So you lost your virginity like a year ago.
So let me say this. Okay, so I had like gotten head and gotten fingered and stuff before then, but I hadn't had actual penetration sex until the age of 26. I didn't actually start getting like head and stuff until my senior year of college.
Wow.
I had met this guy on Tinder. We matched. He was going to the same school as me. He was just like, I be seeing you around campus or whatever. And I'm like, why you don't ever say nothing? So we had hooked up a few times, but we never had sex. I know that probably sounds weird, right? We just giving each other head and when, yeah. That's what happened. And then that happened a couple other times after I graduated. Same thing with different dudes, but we never had sex. So I officially lost my virginity at 26 years old.
How was that? Because it should be so fresh in your memory because that was a year ago.
Absolutely.
What is it like losing your virginity at 26 years old, man?
Absolutely. So let me just be open and honest with you. So
this is a safe space.
I feel like I grew up in church most of my whole life from specifically apostolic Pentecostal background. You know, super strict. You know, they teach about not having sex before marriage, all of that. So I feel like, I guess that's why it was always ingrained in my head not to have sex until marriage.
Right.
But then eventually, you know, I'm getting older. I'm like, I want to see what that's like. Most of my friends, they kind of a little bit younger than me. You know, they didn't have sex and stuff. And I'm like, I want to see what it's like too. I'm curious. So I just kind of lost it out of curiosity. That probably wasn't the best thing to do. But
like, you did it out of curiosity.
Yeah, like I just wanted to see what it was like. You know, I went to this dude. Him and I had became kind of acquainted with each other, and I went over to his house. And I remember we both was drinking, and I was like, I think I want to have sex. He was like, oh, for real?
Did he know you were a virgin?
He did.
Wow.
He did. So it didn't like officially happen the first time, but the second time it did. Not to gross everybody out.
No,
but I know
good.
it happened.
We look, the fuckers is out there. Somebody probably fucking right now. It's all good.
But I know it officially happened the like second time when we tried to do it, because I did experience a little bleeding afterwards. It wasn't a lot, just a little. Okay. I always used to think that when I finally lost it, it was gonna be like a murder scene and blood everywhere. I used to be terrified, like, oh my God, it's gonna be blood everywhere. But it wasn't like that. It was like little drip drops of blood in the toilet. I was like, oh, that's nothing. I mean, it hurt a little bit, but he was very careful with me, and he was just like, you okay? You know, like,
so sweet.
Yeah, but basically the relationship with him and I, it was just like a fuck buddy type of thing. Right. And I started to gain feelings with him because I'm like, I lost my virginity to you, especially at this age, but he didn't want that.
Gotcha.
And it's funny because now he's in a relationship with this other girl, but like, I thought that we was gonna have that, but you know, I wish him the best of luck. Yeah. I used to be bitter about the situation, but I feel like I've gotten to a point, you know, with therapy and everything else, I'm finally okay with, you know, what everything is. We probably just weren't meant to be.
Right.
And it's all good. Now, after that,
you just got ratchet.
I was a hot girl, honey. I was a
you had a hot girl summer.
I did. I'm not even gonna lie.
What's the most? Give us the most ratchet thing, the most ratchet story you have. I know it's one in there.
Oh my God,
you
nervous.
See how she said, "Woo!"
Some of the people,
girl,
it involves some people on my Facebook page.
What? You ain't gotta say no names. Just tell us the story. Just tell us the ratchet story. Come on, you have to do it. You have to give it to us. Okay. This is a judgment-free zone. We're not judging. Because I got some shit that'll make you be like,
I mean, hey, if these people listen, please don't be upset. I mean,
don't say their names.
Oh, absolutely not. Because they all would probably really hate me.
Yeah, just don't say anybody's names.
Okay. Some of my friends only know this story. Okay, so I have a really close guy friend.
Okay.
I don't think he likes me in that way anymore, but at one point he really, really liked me. But I didn't really like him in that way. I just saw him as a friend. So anyways, I remember him and we had gotten to it this one night. And I was just like, forget you, I'm mad. So I had like literally met this one guy recently, and I went over to his house and we hooked up, and I was crying during sex. The sex was actually better with him than the other dude. I'm not gonna lie. It was way better. I mean, I was literally in tears. So, I mean.
Were you in tears because of the sex, or were you in tears because you were emotional because you left?
I think it was both, because I had been drinking. I think it was both. Like, I was not expecting to be crying. I was just like, you care about me. Like, I was like, crocodile tears was like streaming down my face.
Mid-stroke, you just crying.
Yeah, like, he like had me in the air, and I was like, literally.
I've cried during sex, but it was more like not a cry, it was like a tear. Y'all remember that one tear on Stella Got Her Groove Back when Angela Bassett was fucking Tay Diggs? And that one tear, I've had one of those moments where it's just like
honey,
one
the tears
tear.
was streaming down my face.
I've never had a whole full.
Like, I was ugly crying, like,
why he stroking you? Why you? Oh.
Yeah.
Y'all kept going.
Luckily, him and I don't talk anymore. Luckily, he's not on my Facebook page or anything. And I'm not going to say his name, but yes, that happened. Absolutely not, because we know a lot of the same
people. Hey, I'm here for it. I appreciate you for sharing that with us, man. That's what it's all about. You absolutely raw, uncut, authentic. You did, man. And I appreciate that. That speaks volumes to me. You feel comfortable in my energy space. Absolutely. And you trust me, and you know that the fuckers out there are just as fucked up as me and you sitting here telling these stories. They got stories too, because half of them have been on the show. It's a judgment-free zone, man. We don't give a fuck. Live your life, man. Live your life.
I had a bunch of different ratchet stories. I remember this one dude.
She gonna keep going. Come on, continue.
I remember this one guy. Where did I meet him at? I think I met him. What is that one hotel in the Loop?
Moonrise.
Yes.
Okay.
We met there.
On the rooftop?
Yes.
Yeah.
We met there. I met him at the bar. I was a little tipsy. Mind you, dude was like 300 pounds. And you see me, I'm like
you a little bitty
120.
thing.
He was cool though. Like we had met. I was pissed that night though because somebody stole my fucking jacket. I'm still mad about that.
Still mad about this jacket.
Somebody stole my red leather motorcycle jacket, and that was a nice jacket. But it was cold that night. He walked me to my car. All of that stuff, whoop de whoop. We would just meet up in different parking lots and basically just give each other head because he knew I was a virgin at the time or whatever. Like I remember this one time we was in like Target parking lot. Then this one time we was in this one parking lot. It was near like some bar. I think it was off of Lindbergh. I can't think of the name of that bar where it's like a car lot or whatever that's not too far from it. And I remember, like, when we was in the car, I kept seeing flashing lights, and I was just panicking, like, oh, my God.
Like thinking
we
it's
can't
the
go
cops.
to jail. Like, because I heard that, like, if you get caught in that, you could get, like, charged as, like, a sex.
Yeah, indecent exposure.
Yeah,
indecent.
I heard you could get, like, charged as, like, a pedophile or something.
Yeah,
I'm like, I cannot get charged as a pedophile. Mind you, okay, let me say a disclaimer, too. So all of this stuff happened before my job. So please do not judge me. This was well before I got into my season here. So please keep that in mind.
Nobody's judging, man. Nobody. Listen, I did all this shit as a... What I tell y'all, Dr. Monique Ross and your favorite Dr. May are two completely different people. So, man, don't judge her. Yeah. Do not judge her. This is a judgment-free zone, a safe space, man.
I've been pretty much chilling now. I mean,
you've been chilling now.
You know, every once in a while, I may.
Every once in a while, you got a ratchet moment.
Up, but you know,
I'm trying to think what we gonna call this episode, parking lot pimping, because a lot of shit that went on in the parking lot with this young lady over here. We talking shit, man. It's mad love, man. It's mad fucking love. So you living your life. You young, you ain't got no kids, you're single, you have your career, got your education. Man, who gives a fuck? Be you, live, do you,
but,
be free.
Especially with like guys, which this kind of irritates me with the whole body count question. That really gets on my nerves. Like I remember it's been a few occasions where I've had guys be like, what's your body count? I'm like, why is that your business? Unless you trying to wife me up. Like, I
tell everybody at 5, motherfucker.
I mean, of course it's more than one now since I did go through my whole phase, but I'm not finna act like it's like 50 of them.
Right.
No, it's
definitely not. Yeah, man. It doesn't matter. None of that fucking matters, man. You just, who cares? Because guess what? Men are not going to tell you their body count. They're not going to tell you the truth.
Absolutely
They're
not.
They're going to lie.
They smashed like 500 girls, but you worried about me if I done smashed like
I know a guy. He's single, and he's like over 40, and he's slept with over 500 women.
And that's the thing.
And
like,
he's ratchet as fuck. And I tell him all the time.
Wouldn't bring that up, and I'm just like, hey, I mean, you live and you learn. Like, I ain't gonna lie, like a few times I was just having fun. Like I remember this one time, and which I can't even believe this. He should be really disappointed in this. He's a whole attorney. I'm not gonna mention his name.
Okay.
But this guy,
shout out to Esquire.
This guy, I think he's about 35 or 36. I'm not gonna lie, we met. Mind you, I'm not drunk anymore. So this is the sober Danny time.
All right. She's not drunk anymore. You want some more wine?
Sure. I just want to let you know I ain't what you think.
No, you're good.
This is the natural me.
Because you still a little tipsy. She said she not drunk no more. She's still a little tipsy. We'll give her a little more.
Not at all. It's gone.
All right.
It's gone on my body. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I met dude at this party or whatever. I thought he was fine. We walked in. I was just like, okay, he bald headed, tall, got his little glasses, sober. So sober.
He's an attorney. Let me find out who this bald headed, tall attorney is.
Brown skin. I am not gonna say no names. I know he lives by Wheelhouse.
Okay. I was just at Wheelhouse yesterday. Just down at Wheelhouse having brunch yesterday with my homegirl, Mickey, man. Shout out to fucking Mickey. Mickey K, man. That's my ace, one of my homegirls. But anyhow, so you walk into the bar.
Okay. Let me say this disclaimer. So sober Danny versus drunk Dani. That's
two completely different people. I get it.
All of my friends, they always say how when I get really drunk, I get super flirtatious, which I do. I can admit.
Libras are very flirtatious people, though. Y'all are very flirtatious.
Girl, I had this situation on 314 that was a mess where I was being super flirtatious. That's a different story, though. I don't want to keep getting off subject. That's a different story. So yeah, I see dude walk in. I'm like, oh my God, he's so fine. And I'm like, of course, I'm not gonna say nothing because sober me, I'm like terrified to talk to dudes. I'm not gonna, like, super shy. I had got a couple of drinks in me as the night progressed. I was like, I think you're really nice looking. He like, I think you nice looking too. I was like, oh yeah. He's like, yeah. So then
from there, y'all ended up in the parking lot.
Then he was just like, yeah, come home with me. And I was like, I'm on my period. And he was like, that don't mean you can't give me no head. And I was like, you right.
In the words of one of my close friends, if you can walk through mud, you can fuck through blood.
And my dumb ass just hopped in his BMW with him. We drive to his little loft by Wheelhouse. And basically, he got head. I didn't get anything because I was on my menstrual cycle.
Did you go back when you came on?
So let me tell you about this other situation, which was very weird. Okay, so he hit me up not too long after that, was like, hey, invite up one of your girlfriends, link up with me and one of my homies. I'm like, okay, cool. So one of my friends at the time was single. I hit her up like, hey, girl, my attorney little friend, is trying to go on a date with me, and he wanted me to invite one of my friends. He bring his friend. She's like, okay, cool. Like an attorney, like maybe he got to find an attorney for him. I'm like, okay, cool. We get to his house. First of all, his friend answered the door. He looked old as hell. He looked like fucking Wayne Brady. Had on some silk ass pajamas. And I was just like, hold up.
Am I at the right place?
Yeah. I walk in. I see Attorney Bay is laid upside down, drunk as hell, on the couch with his little dress socks and Stacey Adams shoes and stuff. I'm like, what is happening? What is going on right now? So then they was just on some weird stuff. Like, his friend gonna tell my friend, I don't know if I can say this word, but
you can say whatever you want to say.
He told my friend, he was like, you look like you got some good pussy. I'm like, why would you say that? That's disrespectful. And then
how does one look? Explain.
He was like caressing my hair, and Attorney Babe was caressing. They was just on some weird type stuff.
They wanted to have like a group thing happening.
I think that's why you don't give niggas head the first night you meet them, because I think they was on some orgy type stuff. And we
they wanted some group shit happening.
Got us fucked up, so we left.
I don't blame you. Like, that's something you need to discuss first. You need to, like, don't just allow me to show up thinking it's getting ready to be some group action. He got the nerve
to be a damn attorney acting like this. Like, he a whole father. You too damn old to
those be the freakiest ones, man. Those professional,
name, I don't want to
professional men. I'm telling you, those professional attorneys, doctors,
like
and shit.
Attorney too. You ain't got no business acting like this, sir. And you a father too.
They feel like they can do what they want. And it's all good. You can live your life, man. But find you somebody else.
Years old.
That's not old. I'm 40. Like,
it's not old. But I guess
I know what you said. He's too old to be on bullshit like that.
I had higher, I guess, expectations for him. Mainly, I guess, because of the type of career that he had.
Yeah.
But
hey, listen. I have a whole PhD. And I'm sorry, I disappoint my parents on a daily basis.
But I can't say that because people probably look at me and they probably gonna look at this like, oh my gosh, I thought she was so innocent.
Sweet and innocent. Like, Miss Dani, baby, right here.
Sweet and innocent.
But she got that side of her when she drunk. Look, she just told us. Tell us about that with BET. What was it? You represented STL for 314 Day.
Yeah, that was really dope. So how that came about was with Trenton Pratt. Shout out to him. He works in music programming at BET. I met Trenton years ago on Twitter.
Okay.
And but I think we like officially met in person. Basically, I remember the Microsoft store was having a grand opening in the Galleria Mall, and they had Neo there to perform. So I had some extra tickets because I made the cutoff to meet Neo and go to the show. So I would tweet it out like, "Hey, if anybody want these extra tickets, hit me up." He hit me up. We kept in touch, but then we kind of lost touch over the years. But then once we reconnected, I saw that he, was kind of like big dog at BET. I was like, okay. So recently we had a conversation on Clubhouse, and I was just telling him different career goals I have, like such as doing more interviews with people on video, on live, because I don't really do a lot of those. I mainly just write.
Right.
So he kept that in mind and reached out to me recently and was just like, hey, because he's from St. Louis. So he reached out to me and was just like, hey, for 314 Day, we want to do this thing where we have different media in St. Louis interview St. Louis artists via the BET Jams page. And he asked me if I would be interested. I was like, hell yeah. So then I started plugging other people I thought would be dope. Unfortunately, they weren't able to make it because this was something that was kind of new, last minute. But luckily, I was still able to do it. And then he said that D was going to be doing it too. And I was just like, great, because me and D are already really cool. We have great chemistry. So I was excited about it. I think it went really good too.
That's dope. That's dope, man. That's dope. All love, man. I appreciate it. Thank you for being so open and fucking transparent, Dani, man. You came and you brought it. You brought the energy.
I'm too much of a
That's not a problem. That is not a problem, man. We need people like us, because I'm the same way. The world needs people like us, because we got plenty of people hiding behind this facade and misrepresenting themselves and not being authentic.
The reason, I don't know, I feel like a lot of times I get afraid to be so open, because I have had situations in the past where I was so freaking open and transparent on social media, specifically in like Facebook groups, and it kind of backfired. And then I found out people were like condemning me and judging me and looking at me like, oh, you're a hoe, you're this and that. And I'm like, how am I a hoe? But you've been fucking since you was like in 6th grade. And I just lost my virginity 26. Like, how is that the same?
Which camera I'm going to look at? Fuck people. Fuck what people think, because guess what? While they're judging you, they are hiding behind their bullshit. And people are going to always project their bullshit onto you. You ain't got to be doing nothing. You living your life, and people who are insecure within themselves, they will project their bullshit onto you. They'll call you ratchet, because they ratchet, or they jealous that you are able to be free and walk in your truth. Fuck people. I say it every week.
Because like with the whole phase thing, I look at it as like depending on what you make out of it. I feel like it could be like a liberation type of thing. It could be exploration type of thing. Like, because I know for me, it was there for me, because I had never obviously had sex before. So I was like, okay, like, this is what it feel like.
And ain't nothing you told me, like, nothing you told me ain't all that ratchet. I have, like, it's ratchet,
I think,
but I got people with way more ratchet shit going on.
I feel like, I don't know, I guess I feel like for people who, like, know me but don't really know me, they be kind of taken aback when they hear me speak, about this type of stuff, because especially like in like high school and stuff, I was more kind of like shy and reserved. I was very like insecure about myself and had low self-esteem. So it's like, of course, I wasn't speaking in that manner, because I wasn't really the girl that guys, wanted to be with, or that girls wanted to be like cool with, because I wasn't like the pretty popular chick.
Right. You a grown ass woman. I'm a grown woman. That might be what we titled this episode. I'm a grown woman. I do whatever I want.
But you're right though. Now I'm just like, it is.
Be free, man.
At the end of the day, the only judge is him.
Exactly.
If you're not him,
exactly.
I don't really care.
Only God can judge me, man. Only God can judge me, or source, spirit, the universe, whatever it is you choose to believe in, because we try to respect everyone's beliefs here. So, yeah, man, I love it. I can fucking dig it, Dani. I can dig it, Dani, man. Shout out to Dani fucking Brown. Man, it's all fucking love.
I just really enjoyed that I was able to kind of let my hair down and be, Dani outside of the job. Yeah. I feel like people, they see the credentials, they see the title, they think they know me, or it's just like I have to walk on eggshells, essentially, with what I do and say. So this was nice, to be able to kind of open up.
It was good. It was good, man. Shout out to Dani Brown of the Call Me After 9 podcast. We are in the fucking studio, Big Stu Studios, filming Pure Phuckery, the podcast. I got my homegirl, Dani Brown, here in the building. Drop your socials. Let them know where they can follow you at if they want to follow you? If you want to.
I'm
no
trying
pressure.
To
Okay.
You can find me on Twitter at, I believe it's I am Dani Nicole, and it's IMDANI NICOLE 314. I believe that's my Twitter. On Instagram, I'm at Dani Nicole 314. Linktree, you can find me under I am Dani Nicole. And on my jobs website, you can look up Danielle Brown on stlamerican.com for my job.
All right. Y'all know where y'all can find me. I am so SOO Sophisticated 1 on Instagram, or pure_Phuckery on Instagram. Twitter is SOOMOE, and Facebook Monique Ross. You guys drop it off in the comments. Let us know what you all thought about this episode. Tell us your fucking craziest, most ratchet moment. And what was the other question? I'll have to come back and watch it. I'll drop it in the content when I drop this off on social media. I appreciate you all for tuning in to Pure Phuckery, the podcast. Man, thank you for the likes, the shares, the comments. I absolutely appreciate it with my whole fucking heart. I appreciate you, Miss Dani, for coming out, sharing in my energy space, being so open, so transparent, open-minded, and being authentic and being true.
I feel like I don't really have anything to hide. And, at the end of the day, God is the only judge. Can't nobody judge me but him.
Absolutely. Absolutely, man. And she brought it. She came with it, man. So I appreciate sharing in my energy space. Shout out to Big fucking Stu, man, producing the episode. I'm your host. It's your favorite Dr. Bay, Monique Ross. We'll catch you all in the next episode. Peace.